in this podcast space, man, we're in the top 1% of podcasts, bro. When people say we do what you do, no, you don't. The fact that people come up to us and know us off of the back of the podcast, outside of anything else, is wild. I mean, I remember we went to Atlanta last year, and I feel like that was like one of those early eye openers for us of like,
we belong in this space.
We belong in this space.
We belong in this space. Not we're here. No. We belong here, bro.
People was nice and neat is here. Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's us.
I'm Simeon Pando.
Victoria Monet.
Tank.
I'm Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar. I'm Jalan.
Welcome back to another episode. Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan, and this is another episode of the #1 podcast in all of Los Angeles, fellas. Nice and Neat. We are on the prefaces.
The prefaces.
I like that. Y'all like that?
I like that.
Of 100 episodes. This is episode 99.
99.
99.
Like the problem.
99 problems.
Like Aaron Donald.
Oh.
Like Warren Sapp.
Come on. We talking about
Like
champions
Jason,
now.
like Jason Taylor.
Okay.
He's not a
Taylor's
champion.
99.
He was 99.
He was 99.
Yeah,
was
he's
99.
not a champion,
He
no.
was 99.
Okay. Is any basketball players 99? Did you know?
No. Robin's 96.
Nah, I was about to say
91.
and Ron Artest were 97, right?
97.
Yep.
Another world peace.
Yeah. So we are at episode 99. It's kind of crazy. I think it's super crazy. You know why it's crazy? So look, check this out. I don't know if you guys remember this. We at episode 99, but we got 95 videos.
Yep.
We had, if you guys are like avid Nice and Neat fans, we had 4 episodes where we did only all audio. Literally probably like a year ago to date.
Yeah. Yep.
We did all audio. We just kind of like wanted to see what that was going to be like. And we didn't like it.
Missing the dynamic from the show.
Yeah.
You know, I think what we learned is that it adds such a beautiful dynamic for the viewers that we almost felt that we were missing without even shooting it. You know what I mean? Just by talking into the mics with the headphones and not having the cameras present, I feel like we missed a whole personality. There's a whole personality shift that's missing from the show / podcast. I love the show. And I feel like
I love the show.
This is a good question. How many people do you think listen to the show versus watch the show?
Okay, well, I know the numbers.
Okay.
Right? So way more people ironically listen to the show.
Really?
It's not ironic, though.
It's easier to digest.
Yes. I thought
Yeah.
I was actually going to elect that. That is, I mean, because you could
do it anywhere.
You can do it anywhere.
Yep.
It takes less of it's a lower commitment.
Yep.
So we actually, matter of fact, to even make it more clear, I'm gonna have double the amount of listeners monthly than we do viewers. So we probably have about anywhere in the ballpark of 280,000 listeners a month, and about 180,000 viewers a month. So listeners, keep listening.
Viewers, come on now.
Get your game up.
Come on through, man. We just hit 50K. We trying to hit 100K.
Maybe we should only give like discounts and gifts and stuff to the
People who
listeners.
subscribe
To the
Wow.
listeners.
Oh, to listeners.
Until the viewers step their game up. Since they not, or
I feel that, dude. I feel that.
Or maybe people who subscribe.
I feel like you can't win nothing if you're not subscribed.
You can't win nothing.
You can't win nothing.
You don't get nothing.
You can't even enter the contest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually kind of good.
Look, fellas. So man, we
tired.
we're tired.
Hey,
We're tired.
We had a long
tired.
day.
Hey, you know
had a
what's so
long day.
crazy? Duke literally
Hey.
snatched the words from my mouth, bro.
tired.
We tired, man. We are. This is what it looks like when you committed to your audience.
Man.
We are committed to our audience. We are committed. We so committed. We putting our families on the back burners to do
Literally.
this.
Yeah.
You know, like
Tell them what time it is right now.
honestly.
Tell them what time it is.
You guys
right
want me
now.
to be honest and tell you guys what time it is? Seriously. Matter of fact, because I don't want to make up a story. That's AM.
Yo, I had an idea.
That's AM.
Y'all want to tell them how we operate the podcast? Y'all want to give us some game a little
Let's
bit?
give him some game.
You know what I mean? Because like,
What you want to start from? You want to start from?
I guess-
you want to start from how incredible like our people
Damn
behind
is.
the camera is. You want to start with
Yeah,
Wes,
let's-
camera operator Wes.
okay.
You want to start with having an
'Cause
audio
that is a good
engineer
question,
on
'cause
set every single
everyone is
day.
Curious,
James.
Everyone's curious how the inner
Right.
workings are moving.
okay, so tell them how
Okay.
many people every set we have on set that make this thing happen.
We're not including guests at all. I'm gonna include our photographer that's here today as well. We got 7 people. It takes 7 people to be in coordination to shoot every
Our
single
episodes.
Our
Our
episodes.
episodes, yeah.
To be just in coordination to make sure it's good. We have our weekly meetings that we have. We try to do our best to have a production meeting before every single episode.
Hold up, though. Explain to them what we have, though.
Okay,
The team.
apologies.
Yeah, yeah.
Apologies. So we got our 3 hosts, myself, Omar, and Duke. Then we have in order from, if we're talking about a call sheet, we have essentially our producer, showrunner, our show extraordinaire,
It's all one person, by the way.
all one person. Dammy, she is also our female energy behind our topic. So sometimes we may be going too far left, and she's just like, "Hey, yo,
Back.
that's not gonna sit well, right?"
She said like, "Yo, we need a little more spice."
Yeah, she go ahead and she put all of the flavorings on there. We got Wes, our camera operator and editor as well. He is here for how long we been here today?
7 to 8 hours.
He's here the duration of the time. He's here the whole time. He's here setting up before us. He's gonna be breaking down after us. He's gonna be editing, so those long hours and truth be told, like I mean, you guys don't get mad at us when you guys don't like the edits. Actually, type his name in there.
Hey, get at West.
Hey, get at West.
Get at West.
Get at
West.
West.
Yeah, West.
Yes.
West, get right, West. The
Yeah.
audio, West.
Yeah. Wow, West. Like, you know,
Yeah,
get
that's
at him.
funny, yeah.
We have an audio engineer. Our audio engineer for podcasts is arguably the most important guy on the team. James Hatcher. He is actually kind of like, I don't want to say world renowned, but
Just say it.
James world renowned. James is a big deal.
He's a big deal.
James is a very big deal. He's
right.
super low key, super humble, and he's just an all around good guy. He from Alabama, so you
Bama
know
boy.
he a Bama boy.
Damn it, made.
James is dope. James is dope. Me and James have been knowing each other for a long time, just through friends, and like he's like one of those guys. If you a brother of my friend, as we talked about with Mar, you a brother of mine. So James holds us down. And man, we got a photographer now. We got like the BTS that you guys see, and also, would you guys love to take any other jobs if somebody wants one? Like, do we need to tag you guys as well? All right, cool. Yeah. Look,
Charlotte.
yeah. Hey.
Cool.
So we got our photographer. So the BTS that you guys see, the dope photos. When we have our photo dumps that you guys see, and you guys are like, wow, this is super dope. He did those. We didn't do those. He did those.
Yeah.
So it takes we have an entire.
And then we got Mia, who's not even on set.
We got
all
Mia.
our shorts, all our short form videos.
Oh my gosh! Now
And
we're
she's
getting into
incredible.
the.
Yeah,
Now
she's
we're getting
incredible.
into the weeds.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
We got Mia.
So after we get done with the episode,
Yep.
Wes does the full edit.
What's the turnaround time?
We like to try to. So if we get an episode done today, we want to have this episode ready to go. Well, right now we're 2 episodes ahead.
Yep.
Right. So if we get this episode done today, ideally we would like to get it turned around in 10 days and put it in the chamber.
What does 2 episodes ahead mean? Because I
So
think
2 episodes ahead. Basically, we batch shoot content. Okay. So today we shot 3 episodes. Right. Earlier in our podcast careers, we shooting 4 episodes.
Heavy lift.
But that got too. It just got too much, and I think as the night went on, the quality of the episode started diminishing. So we went into 2, and we said 3 is a sweet spot. So we do 3 episodes. So essentially, when we film, every time we film, we buy ourselves 2 weeks to film again, right?
at least.
At least 2 weeks to film again. So right now we got 2 in the chamber, which means that, we filmed 3 episodes today. These 3 episodes won't even hit the light of day until the 2 in the chamber, are up and posted, right? So that's what I mean by that. But turnaround time is usually like 10 days, right? Wes does the full edit. Wes uploads it. We all share a Dropbox, and Once Wes uploads it to the Dropbox, Mia, who works remotely, we never see Mia. We probably met her like one time.
That's real.
Literally
That's
met her
real.
one
Literally
time.
one time.
Literally
And
one
she
time.
hustled.
She ran up on us
And she ran
and
up-
sold us.
Yeah, and she
sold us.
She pitched
Yeah.
herself. She was just like, "Yo, like, hey, I'll follow you guys. I love what you guys doing." We were actually dealing with another editor who was a little inconsistent, and she was just like, "Yo, talk about providing value, though." She's like, "Yo, I could do this for you guys," and we gave her a shot, and we just kept rocking with her. So once Wes uploads to the Dropbox, Mia gets a notification. Mia looks at the full video, and then she chops it up. All right, and we just giving y'all honest truth
And
right
how,
now.
how many pieces of content did she chop up for us?
So-
Because we get a long form, and
Yep.
then what else do we have?
So she chops up 6 pieces of short form content, right? And she gives us 2 versions. She gives us a raw version, which means there's no like graphics, there's no captions, there's no anything. And the reason we take that is just in the future we're able to plug and play if we want to make like a montage without having to like strip away the captions and stuff. And then obviously the captions and things you guys see that go populate on all the social networks, right? That's TikTok,
YouTube.
Shorts,
Yep.
and then Instagram. So yeah, it's a pretty fluid system now, and honestly, we don't really have to micromanage any part of the editing process. So that's pretty
Which
cool.
is so good.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's how it gets to you guys, man. And then once we get the content, Jalon does the descriptions, right?
Yeah, we got to streamline that.
Like, nah, for real. Like,
Yeah.
hey, matter of fact, this is a great opportunity. If
No, seriously, take notes.
if you
Pull out
wa-
your pad.
Yo, look, if you're watching this right now and you are interested in being any type of, graphic designer, social media planner, anything, and you feel like you can insert yourself into Nice and Neat's ecosystem and help us out and see if you could fit, then please email us. All right, the email is in the description. It's all over the
Seriously.
all over there,
it's,
yeah.
it's everywhere. Just email us or DM us, and then we'll figure out how we can make it work. And if you live in LA and you want to pull up and you think you would be good like intern and you want to help out and be a part of the Nice and Neat team, then come on. All right, but yeah, Jalonda the descriptions. I'll do the thumbnail.
Do the uploading.
Upload the audio. So it's we all got our hands in making this thing go. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So we started, bro. We're at episode 99. We've made hella transitions from the beginning.
What was it? Fourth wheel or third wheel?
Third wheel.
Third wheel studios.
So where we used to shoot, where you guys see the foam walls and things like that, we were shooting in a studio. That's when we used to do live calls. We used to have halftime.
Why did we start there though? Do you remember why we started there at Third Wheel Studios?
We seen it somewhere.
Well, not only that, we didn't have anything.
Yeah, we
We
didn't
didn't
have any equipment.
cameras. We didn't
Yeah.
have any mics. We didn't have a place. And the Third Wheel provided it all for us.
Yeah.
It was turnkey. We literally came there, plugged up, and we shot.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So I think that's important to note. Because if you're trying to struggle starting your own podcast, your own brand, you're thinking about all these things that you have to do. And there are businesses that already have it lined up and ready for you. All you got to do is just come in and shoot. You know what I mean? And they'll kick you back to content.
So we had a streamlined thing from there. So it was like I would schedule it. I remember. So matter of fact, this is why we should shoot 4 episodes, because it was $125 a session. But if we shot 4 episodes, we got it for even flat $400. And I was like, hey, we need to save $100 here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We need to save $100 here.
Why?
Okay.
Why did we have to save $100?
Because we wasn't making no money.
And everything's coming out of our
Everything's
pockets.
coming out of our pocket, bruh. So it's like, nah, we need to save $100 here.
Right.
So we need to shoot 4 episodes. It's so crazy now listening to our audio back then, as opposed to having James here now who masters our audio as if it's, an incredible, meticulous Beethoven album. Like our audio is great. But so we started off with so many things, right? I kind of before we get into a few things, I want to talk about the things that we eliminated because I see it in the comments so much, and I want to talk to it. What's the first thing that we eliminated?
Headphones.
We eliminated headphones.
Oh, yeah, we did get rid of the headphones.
Fast.
That's good.
Fast.
Good.
Yeah, we did.
Hey,
Yeah.
take them shits off.
Yeah.
Why are we putting the headphones on? Are you sitting right in front of across from me? I can hear you, bro.
Oh wow.
I can hear you.
Hey, we
Oh,
for
wow,
sure.
I need to hear how this shit for the look. Nah, this is killing the vibe right now.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's killing the vibe.
It's killing the vibe. It's making us feel like
Don't
we're in the
need
studio.
headphones.
It's making us feel like we're in the studio, and
Yeah.
we want to feel like we're in the living room.
Yes.
So
Okay.
headphones is first thing to go.
Okay, so that's crazy. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's a physical thing that we
Okay,
eliminated.
what you talking about? What are you referring to?
I'm trying to think. What segments in the show did we have that we eliminated?
The live call in.
We eliminated the live call.
ASAP.
Yeah, that was tough.
Right.
It was during halftime. It was during halftime. We had people calling in to. Oh no, not people calling. We did a live.
Yeah.
We did it live.
When we started early, like a lot of you guys that are going to start podcasts, we were overthinking a lot of things.
Yep.
So we were trying to figure out different bells and whistles to put inside the show to make it more entertaining and appealing when we really didn't need to do that, right? But it was necessary for us to figure it out.
Part of the learning process.
So yeah, early on we had a segment where we would, go on live and read questions, and we learned quickly that it was better to be efficient than try to have all the sources of entertainment possible.
I will say this though, the live got us, like as far as the show goes, it was sloppy, right?
It got
but
sloppy.
The live was major traction though.
it was traction.
It was
It was
crazy
traction. Yeah,
traction off of just the live. Like, yo, what these dudes doing? Like, what's going on? Like,
and it was live from the personal pages.
it was live from the personal pages and going with nice and neat page. Because remember, one phone had to be like off to the side because the
The
signal,
sound. Yep.
the signal was too close when it's
Yep.
in the same room, right? So we eliminated that. Then we had halftime. We did halftime.
For like 2 seasons, I think.
Man, we might have did halftime longer than
Maybe
that.
think
3
3
seasons,
seasons.
maybe 3 seasons.
seasons,
Yeah, I
for
feel like
sure.
3 seasons.
So we did
seasons for
halftime
sure.
for 3 seasons. I don't know if you guys really understand like everybody's personality. If you guys don't understand everybody's personality, this is your first time here. Duke don't play that shit, right? We going back to earlier episodes. Duke likes to be real cut and dry. So our halftime began to kind of interrupt the flow of the way that we were having conversations. We might be kicking up a conversation. So halftime would come around like the 20-minute mark. So maybe around like 17, 18 minutes, conversation is getting good.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, but we got to stop
And reset.
and reset
And then
because we're going to
restart.
halftime and then restart, but you're not picking up that point. It's like
you.
start from a new point. So Duke elected, like, let's eliminate halftime. As much as it hurt us to eliminate it, we got it. We understood it and was like, all right. So for those that are still asking for halftime, the show's actually much better without it,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? Another thing we eliminated, them the rules.
Then it was part of halftime.
That was a part of halftime.
part of
It's kind of, you know what, fellas? I do miss them rules.
Miss them the rules.
I
I do miss them rules, bro. It was such a fun, like light part of the episode that like.
Miss them the rules too. Look at
Man,
that.
hey, them the rules was
Miss
good,
them
bro.
rules.
Them the rules was good, but I think
Every now and again, we might do a.
we might have to bring it back,
a little
bro.
bit, okay.
Maybe we could do like a content, just for content. Maybe it might not be in the episode.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
maybe it could be
Yo,
some
what's
sort
the
of.
rules. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I
man.
love that.
Yeah, so let's take it back though too. You talked about how we started, all right? So you may be wondering, you may be thinking you want to start a podcast, and you and your friends may be sitting around and seeing all the podcast clips going around and saying, man, we could do that too. But where do we start? Right? And I'll say, man, I think, did we talk about this before? But like, go get them 20 topics.
We referenced
We
it.
referenced it,
We
right?
just referenced it on another episode.
So what you do is you guys go brainstorm topics, right? Based on what you guys are already interested in, go brainstorm topics. If it's only one person, cool, get like 20 topics. But if it's like you and 2 other people, everyone get 20, and then you guys narrow down from there and just go. All right, and you guys will figure it out.
Hold up though. I feel like before we tell them to like narrow down their topics, they should identify, do they want to stay with current topics or do they want evergreen topics? Because that was a big thing for us. It was like, yo, especially when you think about bulk shooting, it's like, if I bring up a current topic and I shoot it in episode 1 and we shoot 4 of them, or shoot in episode 4, by the time it comes out, this topic
It's not current no more.
It's not even current no more. It's like y'all talking about some old shit that happened a month ago. So I think it's important to know.
So basically, he's saying though, like if you're gonna be shooting bulk content, you got to shoot the content based on something that if the content comes out in 4 weeks, it's still relevant, right? Evergreen content. So it doesn't matter when someone's watching it, people are still going to be able to relate to what's going on. So, you know, right now at this very moment, a video came out, I think today or yesterday, about Jonathan Majors running away from the homegirl, right? So that's something that we wouldn't be able to talk about, right? If we were bulk shooting content. And this episode was supposed to be released in 2 months or something like that, right? We can talk about it, but not in real time.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing to pay attention to.
I had a question for you guys.
Talk to me.
All right, being sports guys, loving sports, but also seeing how much money people are getting from talking about sports. Do you guys regret not going the sports route with Nice and Neat?
No. Because I think that there are enough people talking about sports. I don't feel like there's enough people, specifically black men, highlighting positive relationships or encouraging self-growth and improvement from our generation. So although other platforms are skyrocketing, there are other people, like solo individuals who have taken off talking about sports. And I think that is fantastic. Honestly, I love that for those guys, you know what I mean? Or those, even some of those women that are crushing it now. But for us, I think also too, like, I don't really want to speak for you guys. Maybe you guys could touch on this, but I feel like limiting ourselves to just sports kind of like capped our creativity on where we could really go. And it kind of put a cap on the potential of the growth of our show. So no, I think it's going to take us slower to grow, and I'm okay with that. But I think at the end of the day, I think we're going to make a way harder and like more heartfelt impact on the people in the community than someone talking about sports.
I feel like it was just a more common, easier route.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's our personalities to just talk about sports, although we can. The difference between what we're doing now in sports is talking about sports requires doing more homework because you got to be up to date on what's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know personally if that's something I was willing to commit to.
Not me either.
I'm more of a experience, emotion type of guy where I like talking about things that I'm just well versed in. Now, obviously, we were well versed in sports, but it just requires like doing different types of research if you really want to do it at a serious level. And the other thing you said that was really important is doing what we're doing now is going to take longer, but it's okay. And it reminds me of, you know, it brings me to a point where I also want to give this game to people because people think podcasting is who can find the best guest. It's 2 types of podcasting you're going to do.
Okay.
All right. You're going to be a podcast that's based on guests. And the more guests you get, the better you get, the more popular guests you get, the more hot the podcast becomes. All right. That's one way to do it. You're going to grow faster like that. The problem with growing like that is now your audience is just caring about your guests and they don't really care about you. So anytime you can't get a guest, you see your numbers go down. All right. The other type is, you built the podcast with your co-host and your audience comes just to see you. And ideally, that's what you want. Now, it's going to take longer to grow because your podcast is not attached to famous people and big names and, other people that are doing big things, resharing your stuff. And it's going to take longer for you to grow, but you're going to be able to sustain your podcast longer because you've built a community.
I agree.
And a community could power your podcast years and years and years after you're long, done and you're not hot and all those things. And your community is going to follow you from one thing to the next. Also, so just keep that in mind. If you guys are starting a podcast, there's 2 ways you can go about it.
Through our journey, what do you guys feel like was like the most, the most tumultuous time, like in this journey? Like, was there ever a time where like you like, man, I don't know if I want to do this no more. Like, I don't know if we could survive that. I don't know if I have the time for that. Like, was that ever a time for you guys?
There was a point in time where I saw like it was just money coming out.
It's that time.
It was just money. We wasn't getting no money.
Like, we in the red, bro.
Like just money was coming out our own pockets. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just like
pockets inside out, bro.
And we put up a lot of money to get started. So it's like we just kept putting on. Right, and it's not like we just said, "Hey, yo, you bring yours," and that's another thing too. We didn't talk about the financial side. We didn't even start it right.
Yeah,
where you was like, "Yo, we gonna cap off at 7, and you gonna cap off at 7, and we just gonna go into with 21, and then once we just gonna figure out how to budget from there."
Yep.
Nah, we just was like, all right, this session costs $400. Fam. How much did it edit? Damn, 600.
Bust it down.
All right, we gotta film again. All right, 400 more. And it was never a moment where we were like, "Yo, let's just cap and put the money in the pot and go from there." It was just all like, "Yo, we got something to do. Where your money at? Where your money at? Where your money?" And that ran for like a year and a half, 2 years almost. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I remember during that time, a close friend of ours literally asking me like, "Yo, you sure y'all want to keep doing what y'all doing?" Like, because at this point, like, it just looked like y'all just wasting money.
Yeah.
The growth is happening slow.
Yeah.
Y'all not making nothing.
Yep.
I'm like, man, I just believe in it. Yep. I believe in it. But I did feel like a little uncertain about the future at that time specifically. I remember that time. I feel like that's like end of season 2, beginning of season 3, or what we thought was the season at the time.
The money was coming out, right?
Money was coming out.
Money was coming out, and I just remember like going into. I feel like it was going into 2022.
I think
it was
maybe going to 2022. I was like, let me text these niggas real quick. I was like, hey yo, we gotta sit down and figure this like money thing out, because I feel like I'm looking at the statements, and I'm like looking at the statements. I'm like, yo, all I see is red.
No. Everything is red.
And like I calculate
spreadsheet.
Like I said I'm calculating, and I'm like, yo, like it's red. And then we sat down, and then we just probably like. It probably took us like another 6 months to get situated. Yeah, we ain't spending no money out of now we starting to make it back.
We're not filming until we have money that comes in to film.
Right. So
it's crazy. We just finished the 3rd year, and we're now finally
right. So this whole year we haven't had to pay out of our pockets to film or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's good. That's good, and that's ideally where you want to be at, but. Once that money was coming out, because the money was coming out in chunks, dog.
Yeah, it was.
And then the big chunks. And then the equipment.
It was because it was everything at the same time, bro. It was tough.
Out, I was like, ooh, I'm not even gonna weather this.
Bro. Hey, so I mean, you got to be really committed to do this, right? And like, there's a lot of people who, I ain't even gonna lie. It's times where I feel disrespected when people are, I got a podcast too. It ain't this. It's not. Nah, I really be feeling that way. Like, what you guys are doing, like, it's dope. I'm glad you got some mics and a camera. That's dope. But as far as, like, we started this episode off and we talked about who we got working with us, our production team, and everybody, and all the things that we do, the tenure that we have in the game, and, you know, the work that we've put in, having a mentor show us how to do certain things along the way. It's like, we're not playing in the same space. Like, it's like a high school kid coming to you and as an NFL athlete and be like, oh, I play football too. It's like, matter of fact, he could still make it to the NFL. It's like somebody who plays semi-pro football.
Yes, great.
Come to you and say, oh, I play football too. Yeah, you play catch. You don't do what I do though.
Yeah.
And I feel like, man, in this podcast space, man, we're in the top 1% of podcasts, bro. When people say we do what you do, no, you don't. I'm glad that you're trying, and I'm glad that you're in the space, and I'm glad that, like, you know, you want to say something, but people are not doing what we're doing, bro.
Yeah.
We have 280,000 listeners a month. I remember when it was a time where I was just like, man, I want to get 10,000 listeners in a month. I remember during COVID, I took a class. I don't know if I even told you guys this. I took this podcast class, this course this guy had, and it was like, yeah, this is how you get listeners through organic growth and this and this. And like, I'm listening to what he's talking about, and pretty much what he's saying is like, everybody who you kind of see like listen, send them like an email or something. And I went and looked at Buddy's numbers, and I'm like, man, our numbers is better than his right now. So I hit him. I'm like, hey, yo, what makes you certified?
Dude we got on the call with?
Yes, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I pressed dude.
Yeah. We got on the call with him. He's trying to sell us.
And so I pressed him. I'm like, yo, what makes you feel like you're certified to be able to do these things? He's like, oh, well, it works. I was like, well, if it works, if we've never done none of that and we got way more listeners than what you got right now as you selling this, then what works? Why are you telling me this works? And he was just like, oh, well, you gotta try it. I said, oh, I'm not trying it. Like, I'm not going to try it. At this time, I think we probably had about 7,000 listeners a month.
That fool was asking us dumb questions. He tried to sell us.
Bruh.
Trying to get his business cracking.
And I actually just ran across Buddy's page before, and I think he grew like 50, 60 followers. But like, I just ran across his page recently, and it was just like, this podcast space, man, is such a grind. Right? It's such a grind. It's such a resource. You gotta have resources.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, maybe not everybody, but I believe that you kind of do gotta have a little bit of cachet. And then once the cachet kind of burns out, people are like, what substance you come with? And I feel like we got some of the most substance out of any podcast that I see out there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's been sustaining us. It's like, okay, it was fun. It was cool. We got people who liked us to share early on. Like, our homies shared. Like, I don't see nobody who is in our immediate circle,
Sharing?
secondary.
And
Now?
that's kind of crazy, right?
Nobody shares, but we're way more popular than we've ever been.
I know.
Nobody shares like what? Like,
I don't be seeing like you be seeing your people in your network sharing our pod.
sharing our pod?
Like our clips, like how they were before.
I don't see that.
I don't see it.
I be seeing I be seeing the fans of the show.
I got you.
Share it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I will say this: more than ever, they'll pull me to the side and be like, "Hey, I really love what y'all doing."
Yep.
Matter of fact, the fact that people come up to us and know us off of the back of the podcast,
Yep.
outside of anything else, is wild. I mean, I remember we went to Atlanta last year, and I feel like that was like one of those early eye openers for us of like, oh,
we belong in this space.
We belong in this space.
We belong in this space. Not we're here. No. We belong here, bro.
People was nice and neat is here. Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's us.
Yeah.
Damn, you remember that?
Yo,
Yeah.
what advice though do you give for people who have something to say, but they are maybe afraid or nervous to get started?
Do they want to get started? Don't do it to make any money. That's what advice I would say first. And then be consistent. Like, and if you're going to consistently like not make money, you got to be okay with that. I do see people who are dedicated to their podcast, 80, 90 episodes, and their podcast page got 300 followers, but they're doing something that they love to do. So like something for us that we talked about is we understood, and I know it was something for me that was a big deal. I knew that one day we would all evolve as men and get families and, get wives and have children and do all of those things. And I said, we have to create a space where we have an opportunity to see each other that looks like work.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what could we do that we kind of like already do? And it was just like, man, let's create a podcast, man. Like, let's create a podcast and see what we could do with it. And 99 episodes in, man, we still get to kick it.
Yeah. How do we figure out like how do we agree and disagree on the podcast for what we want for the podcast? You know what I mean?
Duke's a bully.
Because we all got
Duke's a bully.
Duke has his own agenda. Duke has his own agenda filled with a list of objectives that he has for Nice and Neat. And me and Jalon try to be like, we want to do this, and Duke be like,
hey, he be like this. Hey, he be like, hey, do it anyway.
Hey,
do it anyway. He gonna like it. He gonna like it on the back end.
do it anyway.
Do it anyway. He gonna like it on the back end.
yo, it's just my opinion, dog. I just give my opinion. I just try to be as honest as I would want someone to be with me, right? So if you say, yo, hey, what y'all think about this? I'll be like, I know Wes hit me up. Wes hit us up one time. Wes, this what happened. This what happened. I suggested that yo, we upgrade our intro, right? I wanted our intro. Some of you guys love the intro. You guys are saying bring back the intro, but again, Nice and Neat is all about evolving, right? And we want to be considered a professional, right? High quality, high produced show. You know, how you guys see it. So we want an official intro. So I suggested, hey, yo, okay, I love what we're doing, but I think we should like create an actual intro for our episodes, right? So I put it in the chat where I talked to West, and I was like, yo, here's what I think we need, right? I didn't give West clear direction. Or I gave him direction, but I didn't follow up. And then West, maybe a week later, he
Went hard.
he does the intro, and he sends it to us, and he's like, "What y'all think?" Right? And I'm like, "Yo, I don't like it."
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yo,
No,
I said,
no follow up.
Yeah.
No,
Yo.
like, hey, I don't like
Yo.
it, but I would like it if you did this.
Yo,
None of that.
but I did. This is what I said. I said, "Yo, I don't like it, but that's my fault because I didn't give you better
true.
direction.
This is true.
I didn't give you better direction, so I own that part." But the first thing I said was, "I don't like it." I didn't want to say, "I don't know." It's cool. I just want to say I don't like it. Let's start there because I want to be honest as possible. All right. And I think Wes appreciates that. And at first, if you don't know me, you be like, damn,
Nigga, bro.
some of this fool.
Yep.
But when you know me, you understand that, okay, I'm actually just trying to be intentional of being as honest and open as possible so there's no like miscommunication. Because I hate when times like those happen and there's just like it's unclear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't wanna ask you guys how something and you guys be like, oh, it's cool. And then 4 months down the road, it flop or something like that, and y'all be like, man, shit, and go, well, I felt the type of way about it anyway. Right? Like I don't like that. So it's like I would rather you just be upfront so I could say, well, all right, nah, or we're gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean? But
To answer your question though, we sit down and talk. Sit down and talk about whatever thing we got going on between us. Whether it's a topic issue, issues internally with the three of us, time, we talk about it.
Yeah.
We have production meetings. We have meetings. Like we literally called ourselves like a team or an organization. We meet, we practice, we play. You know what I mean? We meet, we practice, we play. We meet, we practice, we play. That's what we do, you know, and that's how we resolve the issues. Regardless of how like someone may feel or not feel about a situation, you know what I mean? Majority rules around here. So that's just the truth.
I feel like our audience always say like, you guys just always agree. You guys always agree. And I just be, every time we disagree, I be like, man, people don't know how, like internally, I feel like we probably, we disagree a lot.
Yeah.
We disagree a lot on a lot of things. So by the time we get to the camera, like the things to agree on, like those is kind of like, that's in the space of like dim the rules. Like when we are like, hey, yo, what do you think about this? Nah, I don't like that. I don't want to go in this direction. You know, that's not something that I'm trying to do. You know, nah, that's not the place. Or no, we're not using those.
we talked about that last season.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like I feel like we are very, I'm probably more honest with you guys than I am with, and when I say honest, I mean, I'm always going to be honest, but like as straightforward, I try to make people feel good. You guys is kind of like, y'all know who I am, man. Like, no, I don't agree.
Yeah.
You know, like, nah, I don't like it. You know, but yeah, Duke is the bully. That's Duke is the bully, man.
That's funny, dog.
O's gonna be more fun. He gonna be more in the creative space. If O don't fully like something, he's gonna say,
Nah, if O don't fully like something, he might let it rock.
no, if O don't fully like something, he'll be like, okay, the direction is cool. Like, I like the direction. I like the direction, you know. Duke will be like, I don't like it, and then go to sleep. And you be sitting there looking at your phone like, wow.
Hey, I'm hit y'all in the morning, dog.
Be like, wow.
Yo.
He might hit you 2-3 days later and then follow up and be like, oh, well, you know, I don't like this, and this about it. And it's like, wow, well, my feelings is processed already, brother.
Yeah.
You know? Now, I'm going to try to explain it in the moment. Like, nah, I think we could do this. I think we do this. I think we do this. And then nobody replied. I'll be like, all right, well, there goes that.
Yeah.
Group text is crazy.
Group texts are really crazy.
Because if I like it, I'm gonna say y'all like it. Yo, I like. Cause like when I say I like it, you don't have to be like, is he just saying that? You know what I mean? Because if I tell you that I don't like something, I don't have no problem telling you that I like something. And when I say I like something, it's not one of them. I'm just saying that to like sound good or appease you. I really like something. So yeah, that's how we operate.
I'm gonna let me see. I think this is our second episode of the year. What do you guys want to see from us this year? Like, what do you guys want, like, Nice and Neat to achieve this year, to where we say, like, hey, yo, like, let's pin that.
Man.
Like, let's pin that.
I would love for us to do a tour, 4, 8, 12 city tour. You know what I mean? In like states that make sense, like Texas, we'll hit Dallas, Houston, Austin type deal. And then I would like to see us move more merch. You know what I mean? I think that's a specific place that other podcasts, other brands are really excelling at, and I feel like we could crush that market. You know what I mean? And really offer something dope for our fan base to wear, rock, and be proud to rock, and be fresh in it. You know what I mean? So I would really love to see us execute that on a high level this year. More live shows and just merch to go along with it.
For sure. I want us to have better infrastructure and conduct ourselves as just a highly operative business, you know, and I want us to exercise our verticals, you know, like just more, just like you said, right? Live shows and merch and, you know, memberships and Patreon and
all of that.
and AdSense and ad slots, like all those things, you know what I mean? Speaking activations, fellas check-in, anything. Like I really want us to treat Nice and Neat at, like, right now on the podcast, this is like a product, right? The podcast is a product. The business of Nice and Neat, I want to focus on, right? I want us to grow that and you know, look at all the opportunities that we have for Nice and Neat. You know what I mean? That's going to be something that's important to me. And I also want us to grow a team, grow a bigger team, right? Not super big, but just a more efficient team, right? So, you know, we still lean, but, you know, we're dangerous, right? We got the right people in place as far as someone who's handling, you know, emails, someone who's doing outreach, right? Someone who is, you know, assisting Damien, helping to run the show, right? Things like that. Someone who's going to be maybe in a production assistant. Wes, what do you call a production assistant? Is that what it's called?
A PA?
PA? That's a production assistant. So just somebody to just like help do stuff on set, right? So maybe somebody like that. Because the more people we have that are efficient, the more we could be efficient, right? And maybe we're able to get 4 episodes in now, more like just efficiently. I don't know, but I would like that for us.
What about you?
I'm not shooting 4 episodes.
No,
I'm not. I'm just gonna let you know that now. I don't want.
I'm not going back to those days.
going back.
I don't want to.
I'm not going back.
I don't want to create that expectation at all. Especially if we get it like that. Oh no, we don't need to shoot 4 episodes.
We don't need to.
We don't need to shoot 4 episodes. Man, I really like you saying, dude. I really want to exercise our business verticals, and I want to add more zeros. Right? I want to add more zeros to the bank account. I want to add more line items of revenue that is coming in to the business. I really, really, like Duke said internally, I want to streamline everything. So like as Duke mentioned, me writing captions, and that's something that we do need to work on. Uploading, Duke doing graphics. Like we shouldn't be doing those things like anymore, you know, which I think we're literally.
It's great that we know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's important.
I think we're a few weeks away from not doing that anymore. We have some more help coming. So you guys are going to see a lot more content being pumped out. But as far as the content that's being pumped out, I want to also figure out a way to make it more navigatable, if that makes sense. You know, I feel like we have, by the time this is our 99th episode, we have 99 episodes. That's one thing about us. We've had content for every episode we've ever done. So we have all of these episode titles, all of these dope things, and it's hard to navigate. I know one thing for sure, and I'm going to say this on camera. We're going to write a book this year.
Ooh.
We're going to write a book this year. I want people to always have the opportunity to be able to go and pull something from Nice and Neat every time they get ready without having to be like, okay, well, should I go to this video? Should I go to this video? All of those, I don't know what the book title is going to be. I don't know exactly what it's going to be about yet, but it's going to be batched into one book where you could just go get it. It may be a volume or whatever, but we're going to do that. Mm-hmm. We're going to do that. And I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to make sure that we do that. There's going to be a lot more that people see from Nice and Neat. It's a product. We're going to have a lot more products. You know, that's really, really what I want to see. Mm-hmm. I want Nice and Neat to consume more of my time in a positive way. If that makes any sense. You know, it consumes a lot of my time now, but it's more tedious work. I want it to be more productive. Yeah, more productive, you know. More of those meetings with, you know, a lot of zeros, you know. Yeah. More of those.
Go ahead.
What you about that?
No, go ahead. I was going to ask you what kind of cameras we use.
Oh.
But go ahead.
I was going to ask, would you guys want to see our show on a network?
Yeah.
Like on a television?
As is.
As is. On a television network?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to see our show on the network.
Is that a goal of ours?
I would love to see that.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a goal. I don't know if it's a goal. I don't know if it's a goal, but
I don't know if it's a goal.
I don't know if it's a goal, but
because like
I think
either way, I can see benefits either way.
Yeah.
But I think the goal, man, is just to continue to just make this a professional, thriving, just quality, substance-filled show.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about as far as the podcast goes, and obviously the other business stuff will come. Mm-hmm. But as far as the show, just trying to figure out how to make it as just provide the most value as possible in the most entertaining, authentic way and respectful way and thought-provoking way. You know what I mean? Because like I do think these conversations serve people, and people
serve me.
They serve me.
Yeah.
Yes, they serve us. And having the conversations with you guys help provide perspective that I could take home and implement in my relationship and help me become a better communicator out in, you know, the world and stuff like that. So yeah, I think a lot of people benefit from this. Mm-hmm. But I was going to ask you what type of cameras we use to get more game.
Oh yeah, man. We actually shoot with A7s, Sony A7s. We have a few different cameras just because they're all ours. Duke owns 2 of them. I own 1 of them. I think you got 2 different ones, right?
Same ones.
Same bodies, different lenses.
Yep, Tamron lenses. And I have the A7 body and I have the G Master lens. So we use those 3, and then Wes brings, when we have another guest, he shoots on a Magic, right? The Black Magic. He shoots on the Black Magic to give us a wider version. And to be honest, I feel like these are really great cameras to shoot with. Yeah. They provide like movie type quality at a very affordable cost. Entry level cost.
At an entry level cost, because when you get to talking about these cameras, I mean, you could get up to $20,000, you know what I mean, for these bodies, man. So like, you know, I think don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, you know, it's an easy purchase. But what I am saying is that if you save up your money, I think it's a wise and a great investment for long-term purposes. You could use it for content, like outside of your podcast, for your social media platforms, all your platforms. You could use it for photos. You could use it for freaking vacations. And obviously, you could use it to shoot your show. So I definitely think that you guys should consider getting an A7, investing in an A7 whenever you have the resources. But don't hesitate to start your podcast with your phone either. You know what I mean? That's something that we didn't do because we found the studio. But had we not found the studio, I think it would have been a very heavy lift for us to invest into the 3 cameras off the bat. You know what I mean?
Just the mics is the most important thing.
The mics are the most. Your sound is the most important.
Sound is the most
Because
important thing.
you say you want a podcast.
Yeah.
I think people get this like a little confused.
Yeah.
When you say you want a podcast, that's just audio.
Yeah. But also the mics don't have to be these $400 mics.
No, you get your little Rode mic.
Yeah, you can
get
get like
your little Rode mic.
spend $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, if you want your podcast to sound well, the mics are so important. We want quality sound. And
These
then
the
you
first mics we bought.
Yeah, these are first, but they still rocking, bro.
Yeah.
3-4 years old. You know what I mean? So yeah, just I would consider that. But A7s, I think, is something you should keep on your list as something to purchase in the future if you don't already own one in your collection.
Okay. Listen.
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of game.
That's a lot of games.
Man, also, man, not to mention, dog, like, I don't think people really understand that when you say you got to commit to this, you got to commit.
You gotta commit.
Right? That means even if, like, we all have other things going on, right? So in the midst of having full-time, you know, being full-time entrepreneurs, being full-time partners, being, you know, heavily involved in just the lives of our women and kids and our families and our other, you know, entrepreneur journeys or whatever you want to call it, right? Like, this is something that we fit in, and this is something that we make sure, like we only shoot once a week because we only could fit it in once a week, really.
Yep.
You know, and we try to make the best of that, and we try to really optimize the time virtually, right? Because a lot of times we don't even see each other throughout the week. Sometimes, like, filming is the only time we see each other, like in like a month. You know, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we really be going hard at this shit, man. And we just been committed since day one, man. And I know, like, there are other podcasts that are big and that are doing well. So we're not saying that, you know, we just know everything, but we saying we work hard. We work hard.
We independent.
We
put up all the money. We own all the equipment, minus Wes's equipment.
We own all the equipment.
You know what I mean? We own all the IP, all the intellectual property. It's really been a self-made, you know, engine over here. It's something I'm proud of to be doing with y'all. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy. It's not easy. Like you said, bro. That's why we here at 12:30 on a Thursday night, because this is the only time we can fit it in.
2:30.
It's
2:30.
2:30.
2:30.
It's the only time we could fit it in. You know what I mean? So, like Duke said and Jalon said, you got to be committed to this. You got to be willing to make sacrifices, whether it be time, money, even sometimes like your relationships. You know what I mean? In terms of the time spent.
Like, I'd rather be cuddled up right now.
1,000%. 1,000%.
I got that text too, so
You know what I'm saying?
wrap up.
But yeah, man, we off the muscle, and I encourage all of y'all who are starting shows or have a vision of creating a pod, man, if you can, man, invest on yourself and bet on yourself. Because the chances are, if you continue betting on yourself enough, you could win. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're doing here. And we've proven it. We've proven it by example. So double down on yourself, man.
Okay. And fellas, we good?
I'm good.
Okay, look, y'all, really need you guys to subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you're taking home, what game you're picking up. All right. We really appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Also, if you are, like I said earlier, if you are interested, you live in LA and you're interested in being an intern or coming on set and try to insert yourself in, you know, or being a production assistant, whatever, go ahead and email us or DM us, and, you know, we're going to make it happen, man. And then also, the last thing is, if you want to promote your brand, we have opened up 3 to 5 slots on every episode, right? For the new year, we allowing small businesses to promote on our channel and use our audiences, because we understand how important it is for you guys to get new eyeballs and get in front of new people, all right? Please tap in, the link in the description. Until next time, much love and gratitude. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon. This is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that on that.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance I stand. I'm going to pull 4 in the white sand.